A violent seismic jolt deep beneath the Pacific Ocean has shaken the world again, this time erupting just off the eastern coast of Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula with a magnitude that pushed 7.4, instantly activating tsunami alerts and rattling nerves from the icy North Pacific all the way to the tropical U.S. shores of Hawaii, Alaska, and beyond. Though the warning was later canceled, this powerful tectonic event was another reminder of the planet's fragile crust, especially along the Pacific Ring of Fire, an infamous belt of earthquakes, volcanoes, and seafloor ruptures that continues to generate both awe and fear for those living near coastal regions. The U.S., with its vast vulnerable shorelines, ranging from the rugged Alaskan wilderness to California's densely populated coast and the scattered islands of Hawaii, must always remain on high alert. In this in-depth breakdown, we're diving deep into what just happened, what it means for coastal safety in the United States, and how global tsunami monitoring systems respond to such a high-risk threat in real time. When a quake like this strikes underwater, the Earth's sudden shift can displace massive volumes of seawater, sending powerful waves hurtling across the ocean basin at speeds of up to 500 miles per hour. While sometimes these waves barely register above normal tide levels, in many cases, especially with undersea megathrust faults, they can build into walls of water as they approach shallower coastal regions, causing catastrophic devastation. The memory of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which killed over 230,000 people across 14 countries, still serves as a haunting example of what can go wrong when early warnings fail or populations aren't prepared. What makes this Kamchatka quake especially concerning is that it occurred in a historically volatile zone that has triggered some of the most destructive tsunamis in recorded history, including the massive 1952 Kamchatka tsunami that sent waves as far as Chile and Japan. In response to today's quake, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center immediately began analyzing deep ocean sensors and tide gauge readings to model potential wave heights, speeds, and landfall timings. Simultaneously, the U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center activated their protocols, including checking NOAA's DART deep ocean assessment and reporting of tsunamis, buoys, which are scattered across the Pacific and transmit pressure changes from the ocean floor. This sensor network is one of the most advanced in the world, allowing alerts to be generated within minutes of any undersea quake, and triggering automatic sirens, emergency broadcast alerts, and push notifications to residents in at-risk zones. But how effective are these systems? That depends not only on the technology, but also on public readiness. Coastal areas of the U.S. like Crescent City, California, famously struck by a tsunami in 1964, now regularly conduct tsunami evacuation drills and have signage showing vertical evacuation routes leading to higher ground. However, many people still don't know what to do when a tsunami watch or warning is issued. That's why understanding the difference between the levels of alert is critical. A tsunami watch means a possible tsunami exists based on initial data, and people should stay alert. A tsunami advisory suggests strong currents or waves may be imminent, and people should avoid beaches and harbors. A tsunami warning is the most serious, meaning flooding or destructive waves are expected and immediate evacuation is necessary. These messages are not just theoretical. They can save lives in seconds. What adds another layer of concern is the unpredictability of seismic aftershocks or secondary quakes, which can strike hours or days later and trigger additional alerts. In today's case, as scientists continue to analyze the shifting plates off the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench, they're watching closely for potential follow-up quakes or further displacements that could still affect Pacific coastlines. Meanwhile, satellites circling the Earth provide near-instantaneous ocean surface readings, confirming whether an actual tsunami wave was generated and where it's headed. These satellite images, overlaid with evacuation zone maps, show the vulnerability of low-lying coastal areas in places like Oregon, Washington, and even the east coast of the U.S., which, though less exposed to Pacific quakes, is still at risk from undersea landslides and distant tremors from places like the Caribbean or Mid-Atlantic Ridge. This is why NOAA, FEMA, and local governments have spent years preparing evacuation plans, tsunami shelters, and public education campaigns to train residents in what to do when the shaking starts. Families living near beaches are encouraged to keep go bags ready, emergency kits with essentials like water, food, medications, flashlights, and portable radios, in case they have to flee quickly. The key point most experts stress is that if you ever feel a strong earthquake near the coast and you're in a tsunami-prone area, don't wait for an official warning. Move inland or uphill immediately. Often, nature gives only minutes of warning before the first wave hits. And it's not just one wave. Tsunamis often arrive in a series, with later waves being bigger and more deadly. In some cases, like the 2011 Japan tsunami, the first wave wasn't even the most dangerous. Even if you live far from today's epicenter, events like this should serve as drills for your own preparedness. Think of it like a fire drill for the planet. Do you know your evacuation route? Do you have emergency contacts saved? Have you signed up for your local emergency alerts? These simple steps can dramatically reduce your risk. But tsunami risk is not only a coastal issue, it's a global issue. The interconnectedness of Earth's oceans means that a quake in one region can cause effects thousands of miles away. That's why U.S. territories like Guam, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands were also placed on alert today, as seismic waves travel outward in all directions from quake's origin. The beauty of modern science is that it allows these warning systems to update rapidly and share information globally across institutions. When this Kamchatka quake struck, data was instantly transmitted to research centers, emergency managers, and media organizations worldwide, allowing for quick dissemination of accurate information. But it's also up to each person to interpret and respond to those alerts wisely. Do not rely on social media rumors, and don't assume that if nothing happened last time, nothing will happen next time. Seismic events vary in complexity, and each quake's potential to generate a tsunami depends on factors like depth, fault angle, rupture length, and seafloor geometry. Experts have noted that while today's quake was deep enough to lessen the chance of a catastrophic tsunami, the region's geological history still makes extremely volatile. These are not one-time events. They are part of a long, ongoing natural cycle. In the coming days, seismologists will likely publish more detailed reports on how the tectonic plates in this region are shifting and whether additional stress has been released or transferred to adjacent faults. But for now, the best action for viewers living anywhere near a coast, whether in California, Hawaii, the Gulf of Alaska, or even Puerto Rico, is to take this as a moment to refresh your awareness. Know what your local tsunami evacuation map looks like. Have a plan for how to reach higher ground. Teach your kids the sound of warning sirens and what actions to take. Download a trusted weather or emergency alert app. Keep your phone charged and always ready. Because in the end, being informed is the most powerful form of protection you can have. This earthquake may not cause loss of life, but it did shake the global consciousness once again. And while we cannot stop the planet from shifting, we can absolutely be ready for it when it does it. So next time a quake hits under the sea and tsunami alerts start lighting up the map, you'll be equipped with the tools, knowledge, and confidence to stay one step ahead of the wave.